The galaxy had already written the obituary. The humans, loud, chaotic, inconvenient little primates, were officially gone. Every database updated. Every archive stamped extinct. The wars had burned their colonies, their homeworld supposedly reduced to ash. The council chambers toasted their absence with wine that tasted faintly of smugness. The universe, they declared, was safer now. Which is why, when a shadow blotted out the stars above the Concord Assembly, every species present did the same thing. Froze. Because shadows that size didn't just appear. And certainly not shadows bearing the unmistakable, archaic silhouette of an Earth warship. Not a skirmisher. Not a cruiser. A flagship. Inside that leviathan of steel, Captain Adrian Locke stirred sugar into his coffee, humming to himself. His crew knew the sound well. The humming was never good news for anyone who wasn't human. It was cheerful, calm, and utterly at odds with the fact that the most feared ship in living memory had just slipped, unnoticed, into the heart of the galaxy's greatest peace conference. "Sir," said Commander Lin, eyes fixed on the tactical display, "you're aware the Council thinks we're extinct?" Locke sipped. "Yes, I saw the funeral notices. Quite touching, really. Did you know they misspelled my name?" Lin's eyebrow twitched. "Sir, they'll panic. They'll adapt." Locke set down his mug with the same care one might set down a live grenade. "It's one of those teachable moments." Panic was already blossoming like mold on fresh fruit. The council chamber erupted in screeches, clicks, roars, and telepathic wails. Species that prided themselves on centuries of stoic diplomacy clutched at translation devices like lifelines. "This is impossible," hissed the Syrinx delegate, her carapace rattling. "We burned their nests. We salted their worlds." The Varen ambassador, a gelatinous mass of indignation, gurgled in agreement. Their extinction was verified. Yet no amount of denial erased the view outside. A ship older than the Council itself, bristling with weaponry, its hull painted with a symbol none had expected to see again. A flag. Earth's flag. The flagship opened a channel. The hollow shimmered to life, and there he was. Captain Adrian Locke. A man with kind eyes, a patient smile, and the demeanor of someone about to offer you tea, or destroy your civilization, depending on your answer. "Ladies, gentlemen, various appendages." His tone was warm, conversational. "It seems there's been a bit of a clerical error. Reports of our extinction were, shall we say, exaggerated." The chamber descended into chaos. Locke waited. "Come." Hands folded behind his back. Not a hint of rush. That was the human trick. Polite patience in the face of hysteria. Predators who waited until silence fell of its own accord. Finally, the council speaker, a long-necked Avran known for his deep wisdom and even deeper arrogance, managed to rasp, "This cannot be. Earth is gone." "Gone." Locke tilted his head. "Oh, we've moved. Terrible neighbors in that quadrant, always trying to blow up the place. So we packed. You know how it is. Never stay where the rent's too high." Several species blinked in confusion. The humans had abandoned their cradle? Nomads now? That was unthinkable. Locke's smile sharpened by a degree. "But I didn't come here to discuss real estate. I came to ask a simple question. Why is humanity's name written in your extinction logs?" The silence grew heavy. Everyone in that chamber remembered the wars. Humanity, small but furious, punching far above their weight. They remembered fleets outmaneuvered, sieges broken, allies rallied. They remembered the whispers, "Humans fight like cornered beasts," because they always fight as though cornered. And they remembered the final coalition, the overwhelming force hurled at Earth to stamp the species out once and for all. They had won. Or thought they had. Now the ghosts had come back with steel flesh and laughing eyes. The Brannock delegate, a hulking beast of muscle and bone, snarled. "We finished you. We saw your cities burn." Locke nodded politely. "Ah yes, the orbital bombardments. Very dramatic. Costumes. Special effects. We even handed out popcorn. You really should have stuck around for the after-party." Laughter rippled through his own crew on the bridge, audible in the feed. The aliens recoiled. Humor was worse than rage. Rage was predictable. Humor meant confidence. But humor bled into steel. Locke's eyes hardened, though the smile never left. "You declared us extinct." Declared. As though your vote could erase us. "Tell me, what gave you the right?" The speaker tried to recover dignity. "Humanity was destabilizing. Dangerous. You upset the balance. For peace to prevail, your removal was necessary." "Peace," Locke echoed softly, as if tasting the word. "Funny thing, peace. It tends to look suspiciously like victory when you're the one declaring it." The chamber shifted uneasily. He was being too calm, too reasonable. And yet the flagship loomed above them, weapons idle but present. The politeness was worse than threats. Then the first twist of the knife. Locke gestured casually, and data streamed into the chamber's displays. Holograms bloomed, worlds under siege, colonies pacified, extermination orders rubber-stamped with council seals. "All filed neatly in your archives," Locke said. "Conveniently labeled, necessary. Tell me, how many of your citizens knew their leaders ordered genocide in the name of peace?" Gasps. Outrage. Alien delegates rounded on each other. The humans hadn't just come back. They'd come back armed with evidence. Locke leaned forward, voice velvet. "Extinction isn't just a word, you see. It's a promise. A threat to every species who dares resist you. But humans, we have an old saying. We don't go extinct quietly." He snapped his fingers. Outside, the flagship shifted. Plates along its hull peeled back, revealing weapons of impossible design. Dark matter lances, rail batteries stretching kilometers, drone swarms coiled like vipers. And as the council watched in horror, a ripple spread across the stars. Dozens of signatures. Hundreds. More human ships. Every one bearing the same extinct flag. Panic tore through the chamber. They multiplied. How impossible. Locke's smile remained. Extinction's rather inconvenient when you forget the diaspora, isn't it? Scattered across the void, learning, building, waiting. You burned one Earth. We made 20. Fear thickened. If the humans had colonies hidden beyond known space, fleets constructed in silence, technologies refined in shadows, then the galaxy's calculus had just shattered. The Brannock roared again, desperate bravado. "If you strike us, you will unite the galaxy against you." Locke chuckled. Not cruel. Not mocking. Just amused, as though someone had mispronounced a word. "Oh, my friend. You already united the galaxy against us. That's how you lost." The climax came not with a shot, but with a choice. Locke raised his hand, and the flagship powered weapons. Cities trembled under its shadow. But his voice remained steady, almost gentle. "We don't want revenge. We don't need it. We've already proven we can return from extinction. The question is, how many times must we prove it before you learn?" The chamber hung suspended between annihilation and surrender. Then the speaker croaked, "What do you want?" Locke's smile softened again, warm as spring. A seat. A voice. And perhaps, just perhaps, some honesty in your histories. Resolution came swift. No one dared refuse. Treaties rewritten overnight. Archives corrected. The word extinct erased, replaced with one far more dangerous. Returned. The galaxy trembled with the knowledge that the species they'd buried had dug itself out, and brought shovels. But the twist came later. In private, Lin asked, "Sir, what if they'd called our bluff? Fired everything?" Locke sipped his coffee, eyes twinkling. "Bluff? Commander, I never bluff." And far beyond sight, hidden in the folds of dark space, an entire armada of Earth's true flagship stirred. The one above the Council? A decoy. An antique, refurbished for drama. The real power was still waiting. Because humanity hadn't returned to survive. They'd returned to lead.